This short video is going to explain to you, the viewer, how to brush your teeth correctly, efficiently, and to the best standard using an electric toothbrush, which has quite a different approach to the manual brushes you may well have been using in the past. Many people think that toothbrushing is to protect your teeth from decay, such as in this model, and decay that can be in between the teeth. Decay is caused by sugar and sugar alone, sugar in fruit, sugar in food. And it gets into the deep cracks of the teeth called the fissures, and it gets in between the teeth where people are very poor at cleaning. The only way to stop the gums receding and gum disease is to use a toothbrush efficiently and effectively. The electric toothbrush here is far more efficient than a manual brush. All the research papers prove and show that, and so in our practice we would like everyone to be using electric toothbrush, and most do. It rotates at incredible speed, I'll just demonstrate that, and it oscillates, so it goes backwards and forwards, so it doesn't make the gums recede and it doesn't damage the dentine or the tooth at the neck of the teeth. If the brushing is not done correctly, the gums, although they might look okay, they'll probably be red and puffy and swollen, but the bacteria will get down the margin. And if I take the gum off this model, it'll show you how the gums have receded and eaten away the bone. It's the bone that supports the teeth, and if you eat away enough bone, the teeth get loose and will eventually fall out. So gum disease is more important than tooth decay in long-term prevention because more teeth are lost with gum disease. It's painless and it's continuous, lack of good cleaning. Now this is a tooth and gum brush. It should be used not just for brushing the teeth, like some people think that you should just brush the teeth. It's the gum as well as the teeth. So half of the brush needs to be set onto the gums, half on the teeth. I'll show you that without it switched on. Start at the back, leave it in place for a wee while, move it along, half the brush is on the gums, half on the teeth, all the way round. Remember, you can rotate your head as well. You don't have to keep your head in one place when you're brushing your teeth. Behind the back one, all on the insides. Give it a little time on each tooth, a number of seconds on each tooth. Then, when you finish brushing the outsides, you do the tops. And then you will have covered all the surfaces of the teeth. Brushing should take 1 minute on the top, 1 minute on the lower. This brush conveniently vibrates when you've reached certain timings, and it also has a clock that you can watch to see that you're doing the correct amount of time. It's important to realise that you need to TP first with the interproximal brushes and then the floss before you start the toothbrushing. That's to clean all the areas between the teeth before you finish on the outside. The amount of toothpaste you put on it is about the size of a pea, no bigger, because you do not need too much. You do not want to be swallowing it or wasting toothpaste. So a small amount on here. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'll use it without toothpaste. And it's exactly as we showed on the model. You'd switch it on, we're imagining it's on, and you'd hold it against the gum and the teeth. Remember there's lips in the way, you have to push them out the way. On the lower, push out the lips. And then you'd start the moving along with it vibrating and rotating all the way along the bottom, holding it at different tooth, using it for about 2 seconds on each tooth, behind the back of the back tooth. And this is what's really important to see on the lower, is to get under the tongue. So you actually have to lift your tongue over the brush, so the brush is underneath the tongue. Otherwise, your tongue will have the tendency, can you just show me how that, to push the brush up. And the brush has to go on the insides really deep down onto the gum. So half the brush is doing the gum, as you can clearly see here. Then when you finish doing the outsides, you do the tops of the teeth for a similar amount of time. We're imagining it's rotating and whirring, but for the demonstration we're having it switched off. Now if I show you the top teeth, but with it switched on, you'll get an idea of the real time. We're just doing this quarter. Into the teeth. It's got a little bit of toothpaste on it, imagining, all the way along, back of the back tooth, all the way on the insides, all the way on the insides, and then finish with the biting surfaces. That is how to do it with the electric toothbrush.